Hello, everybody. Of course, you know this is Anglais the Easy Way, and my name's Richard Watson. Today, I'd like to talk about two things. I'd like to talk about a song called Jenny by a New Zealand group called the Flight of the Conchords. Flight of the Conchords is a New Zealand-based comedy duo. It's Brett McKenzie and Jermaine Clement, and they are famous because they do folk parody songs. They take kind of familiar styles like folk or pop, R&B or hip-hop, and they write ridiculous lyrics to them. And they're really good. They're like really good musicians, great singers, and they have a fantastic sense of humor. Now, before I talk about the song, to start off with, I'm going to give you some expressions for you to kind of test yourself on. All right? You can think of it as a little test. Be patient with me, and afterwards, you'll understand why. So here are the expressions. To mind your own business, to come up to somebody, to go up to somebody, to turn out, to find out, to look good, fair enough, to mistake something for something, or to mistake someone for someone, to throw a party, to grab, to have someone's eyes, to have a way with words, to look like someone. Now, I'm pretty sure that you know some of these, but other ones have just kind of slipped away from your mind already. And that's because this is a terrible way to learn language. Our brains hate lists. We need context. I'm going to give you the same list with a little bit more context. See if you can see the difference. Let's try this. To mind your own business means not to interfere in other people's affairs. To come up to someone, which means to approach or to move towards a person or something. To go up to someone is the same thing. I'll explain the difference in a minute. To turn out means to result in a particular way or prove to be the case. Now, if you're still struggling to understand this, that's because this is still not the best way to learn them, but we'll carry on for a bit. To find out means to discover information or learn something new. To look good, to have an attractive appearance, or for a situation to seem promising. Fair enough, an expression of understanding and acceptance. To mistake something for something, to wrongly identify a thing or a person as another. To throw a party, to organize and host a party. To grab means to take hold of something quickly. To have someone's eyes, to have a facial feature that strongly resembles that of a family member. And to have a way with words, to be skilled at using language effectively, persuasively, or beautifully. Again, that's very dry. I'm going to give you one more way of looking at these expressions. To mind your own business, to not interfere in other people's affairs. Here's the example. I don't want to know about their argument. I'm just going to mind my own business. To come up to someone means to approach or move towards a person. A stranger came up to me and asked for directions. To go up to someone, it's the same meaning, but you're moving away from yourself, away from where you are. I decided to go up to the presenter after the talk to ask a question. To turn out, which means to result in a particular way or prove to be the case, which is very strange, but the weather forecast said the weather would be bad, but it turned out sunny. Right? The result was that it was sunny. To find out, discover information. I need to find out what time the train leaves. I need to find out what time the train leaves. It's to discover only information. To look good, well, maybe you know this one. You look good like that. Let's leave it at that. Fair enough. I can't come tonight. I have to study. Fair enough. We'll miss you. To mistake someone for someone, to wrongly identify one person as another. So here's the example. I mistook her for her sister because they look so similar. To throw a party, here's the example. We're throwing a party for Sarah's birthday next weekend. And what you find is, in fact, you only really need the example. To grab, let's grab a coffee before the meeting. To have someone's eyes, nose, or mouth, she has her father's eyes. And to have a way with words, the politician has a way with words and always manages to convince the crowd. Right? This is the best way to learn language in a context with an example. Now, imagine this situation. You're sitting in the park, minding your own business. You remember that? Minding your own business. And someone comes up to you and starts talking to you. At first, you try to be polite, but then the conversation keeps developing. And at some point, it turns out that the other person knows you, but you can't quite remember where you know them from. So what do? Now you're ready to read or listen to the song Jenny by Flight of the Conchords. And some of the expressions that you'll find difficult, we've already looked at together. It's best to watch the acoustic one. They do it in concert. It's great. Have a look. It's great fun. And if you don't know Flight of the Conchords, welcome to the club. They're great. Anyway, thanks. I'm leaving it there. Have a good one. I'll catch you next time. Don't forget to subscribe.